You ever get that feeling when you're watching a movie or reading a book and you're like, hey, I've kind of seen this before? It's not a coincidence. So many of our favorite stories, from the oldest myths to the biggest blockbusters, follow this incredible, timeless pattern. And today, we're going to break that pattern down, what we call the hero's journey. And to do that, we're going to use an epic tale of light and shadow as our guide. So let's set the scene. It all begins a long, long time ago.
So every great legend has to start somewhere, right? It needs a foundation. For our story, we're in the forgotten land of Rabarin. And here's the backstory. A legendary hero, Rand Shadow, took on this immense evil and won. He sealed it away, and for a good long while, the world was peaceful. But you know, when you're talking about legends, peace is really just the calm before the storm. It's that first chapter, the ordinary world just waiting for its hero to show up.
All right, so this brings us to the very first step of the journey, the ordinary world. Think of it like the before picture, It's that normal, everyday life that's, it's about to get turned completely upside down. So, for centuries, things were quiet. I mean, really quiet. The victory of Rand's shadow actually stuck. And that great evil, it became nothing more than a scary story you tell kids around a campfire. But here's the thing about a long peace. It always has an expiration date. And today, a brand new threat, a guy named Malrik the Hollow, is about to come along and just shatter that tranquility. And this is where we meet our hero, a young man named Aric Vale. Right now, he's just an orphan living in some quiet little village, and he has absolutely no idea about the epic history he's connected to. For him, heroes like Rand's shadow, they're just characters in a fairy tale. This simple, peaceful life, that's his ordinary world. But of course, a hero can't just stay in that ordinary world forever, can they? Something has to happen. There has to be that one moment, that inciting incident that just completely shatters their comfort zone and throws them onto a path they never, ever would have chosen for themselves. And for Aric, that moment comes with fire and steel. Malrik's warriors suddenly descend on his village. And this isn't random. They're looking for a hidden power, and it's right there, practically under his feet. This is it. This is the classic call to adventure. It's this incredibly violent moment that just burns his old world to the ground. There is absolutely no going back to normal now. And right in the middle of all that chaos, Aric discovers something completely shocking. He's not just some random villager. He's a legacy. He is the one, the very last descendant of the great Rand Shadow. And that hidden power they're looking for, it's the legendary Eclipse Blade. And it has just chosen him. Okay, so he has a legendary sword. That's a good start. But a sword isn't enough, not by a long shot. No hero ever makes it alone. So the next stage of this whole journey is all about finding help. It's about gathering those mentors and allies you need, the ones who have the skills, the wisdom, and just the backup you need to face the impossible. And pretty quickly, Aric finds himself with a classic team. You've got Lyra, the deadly accurate archer. Then there's Dorian, a former knight who's kind of jaded but looking for a second chance. And of course, you have to have Eldrin, the wise old mage who knows all the ancient secrets. Every single one of them is going to be absolutely crucial for what's coming. So what exactly are they up against? Well, the villain's plan is basically a terrifying ticking clock. While our heroes are just getting together, Malrik is already out there, hunting for 3 ancient relics. And with every single one he finds, he gets one step closer to his ultimate goal, breaking the seal and bringing back the original Dark King. The stakes couldn't be clearer. This is a flat-out race against time. But, the most important part of these journeys, it's not always about fighting monsters or finding some magic relic. The real transformation, the one that actually matters, happens inside the hero. It's that internal battle, the one they fight in their own heart and mind. So it turns out the Eclipse Blade is way more than just a magic sword. It's like a mirror for his soul. And to unlock its real power, Aric can't just lean on the good stuff, his family legacy, his friends, all that hope. No, he has to turn around and face his own shadow. We're talking his doubt, his fear, and that raw, kind of tempting power that's inside him, too. And that's the core lesson right there. Real strength isn't about getting rid of the darkness. It's about learning to balance it. Okay. So all the roads have been leading to this one moment. After all the trials, after all the soul-searching, the hero has to finally face the big bad. This is it, the final winner-take-all showdown. And where does this final battle happen? Oh, it's poetic. It's in the exact same shattered throne hall where Rand and Shadow had his legendary battle all those centuries ago. It's like the past is crashing into the present. History's literally repeating itself, and the fate of the entire world is going to be decided right here, all over again. And then the unthinkable happens. Malrik gets the final relic. He unleashes the Dark King's spirit and lets it merge with him. He basically transforms into this monster made of pure shadow, way more powerful than anything Aric could have ever imagined. And this is that moment. Faced with this just overwhelming power, Aric's will completely shatters. And the Eclipse Blade, remember, it's a mirror of his spirit, so it starts to fade. This right here is the hero's lowest point. It's what we call the dark night of the soul, where it feels like all hope is completely gone. But it's always in that moment of absolute defeat that the hero finds their true strength. See, victory isn't just about winning the fight. It's about what you learn and what you bring back to the world when it's all over. And that's when it clicks. Aric remembers the lesson he learned. He accepts both sides of himself, the light of his legacy and the shadow of his fear. And he finally achieves that balance. And just like that, the Eclipse Blade explodes with its true power, this perfect mix of light and dark. And with his friends by his side, he strikes the final blow and defeats Malrik for good. But see, a true hero doesn't just save the day and then go home. They make sure the world stays saved. Aric comes back with what the hero's journey calls the elixir, the wisdom he's gained. He doesn't go back to his old village life. Instead, he rebuilds the Shadow Guardians, creating a whole new order to protect the future. He's making sure that this legend and the lessons it taught are never forgotten. And that really shows you why this pattern, the hero's journey, is so powerful, right? It's never just about one person winning a fight. It's about the wisdom they gain from that struggle and how they use that wisdom to build a better world for everyone else. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. What is it, really, that makes a hero's legacy last forever?